Welcome. I'm Bert Lamar, an agency training lead at Google. Thanks for joining me for this interactive online session of Building a Mobile Action Plan. All right, let's kick off the session with a brief discussion of why you're here today. Or more accurately, why I think you're here. I think you're here today because you get it. Because you know just how important mobile is to your client's business. You recognize that for consumers, mobile has become a way of life, and that this explosion of mobile usage has created an unprecedented marketing opportunity for your clients. Now, this slide contains some stats taken from a 2013 survey of American consumers about how they use their mobile devices. It was conducted by Google in partnership with Ipsos. Let's look at some highlights of the study. 77% of those surveyed indicated that they have researched a product or service on their mobile phone. 56% of users indicated that they use a smartphone, up from 44% in 2012. Now, about half of the consumers that were surveyed indicated that they've made a purchase on a smartphone, and 38% said that they've used their smartphone to research a purchase that they later completed offline. It's pretty clear from these statistics that mobile is here to stay, and the consumers have embraced it with open arms. It's also clear that this massive shift to mobile is having a major impact on overall media ad spend. Let's take a look at some numbers. According to recent figures released by eMarketer, total U.S. ad spending by your clients will see its greatest increase this year since 2004. This largely on the strength of gains in mobile and TV advertising. Now, mobile will lead this year's rise in total media ad spending in the U.S., and advertisers will spend 83% more on tablets and smartphones than they did in 2013, an increase of $8.04 billion. Now, by the end of this year, mobile will represent 10% of all media ad spending, surpassing newspapers, magazines, and radio for the first time ever to become the third largest individual advertising venue after TV and desktops/laptops. Remarkably, despite this overwhelming sea of evidence, many advertisers, including some of your clients I'm willing to bet, are not convinced that they even need a mobile strategy. Does this cartoon remind you of any of your clients? I hope not, but if it does, don't panic. That's why we're here today, to equip you with a new tool, a 4-step mobile action plan designed precisely with those reluctant clients in mind. This online training session has a single learning objective: to help you develop a mobile action plan for one of your key clients. A mobile action plan is a simple, efficient, repeatable process that you can use with any of your clients to get them opted in and ramped up on mobile. Let's take a closer look at each step. Step 1. Explore your client's mobile landscape. Before you can have a truly informed conversation with your client about their mobile strategy, you need to assess the state of their existing mobile investment. Do they have a mobile-optimized website already? And if so, just how mobile-friendly is it? Considering that 67% of consumers are more likely to convert on a mobile-optimized site, and 52% of consumers say they're less likely to engage with a company if their site is not mobile-optimized, this is one thing your clients simply can't afford to get wrong. Step 2. Initiate a new mobile dialogue with your clients. It's time to have a new conversation with your clients about their mobile investment. And this online training session is designed to equip you with the tools, information, and resources you need to launch a productive dialogue. Step 3. Unlock the full value of AdWords. You've gathered your research, you've made your pitch, and your client is all in. Congratulations! So now what? Now you want to take full advantage of the many AdWords tools and features that you can help to maximize your client's mobile investment. During today's session, we'll focus on one such feature in particular that not only improves the chances that your client's mobile ads will display in a top position, but boosts their click-through rate as well. Step 4. Measure the full value of mobile. The consumer's path to purchase is increasingly a complex one, which may span across multiple devices and several days, weeks, or months. So tracking and measuring the full value that mobile is driving for your client's business can be a real attribution challenge. During this session, we'll review some indispensable tools that will help your client to track and measure their mobile ROI. All right then, without further ado, let's dive into step one of the action plan. Explore your client's mobile landscape. This step can really be broken down into three action items. First, understanding how mobile fits into your client's business strategy. Second, reviewing your client's AdWords account to evaluate their level of mobile sophistication. And third, assessing your client's mobile site and mobile app design. All right, let's take a look at the first action item. The first step towards helping your client develop a mobile action plan is to understand how mobile fits into their overall business strategy. Are they selling pizzas or pocketbooks? And what are their primary business objectives? Is their success driven by lead generation or app downloads? Or are calls to their business and generating in-store traffic the keys to their success? Answering these questions will ensure that you develop a mobile plan that makes sense for your client's business strategy. There's a Domino's Pizza commercial that features a guy who can't seem to grasp the idea that the new Domino's Pizza app won't help him do much of anything besides order a pizza. It's Domino's snarky and I think clever way of saying, hey, our app may not help you to find Orion's belt or learn karate, but it will enable you to use your mobile phone to voice order a pizza, which is pretty much exactly what you'd expect an app developed by Domino's to do. A prime example of a company aligning its mobile advertising with its core business strategy. All right, let's move on to the second action item when it comes to exploring your client's mobile landscape. You can tell a lot about your client's level of mobile sophistication by examining the features they've enabled and utilized in their AdWords search and display campaigns. We can evaluate their level of mobile sophistication based on three major categories. The first is being there. This is about having an optimized web presence and ad strategies across all of the devices your potential customers may be using to ensure you're present during the moments that matter. The second is being relevant. This means reaching the right people with the right message by thinking about your potential customers' context when and how they're searching for your keywords. Finally, being optimized. This is about making sure that you're evaluating the full value that mobile is driving for your business, including calls, cross-device conversions, in-store visits, and app downloads. Now take a look at this slide before attempting to answer the question, how does your client stack up? Where do they fall on the scale from foundational to advanced? Are they using some, most, or all of these features to drive their mobile investment? Now, one thing I want to point out about this slide is that mobile opt-in is checked complete by default, because since the release of enhanced campaigns over a year ago, there was no way to opt a campaign out of mobile. All campaigns are automatically set to run on all devices, including mobile phones and tablets by default. As a result, the question is no longer about whether your client wants to opt in or out of mobile. The question now is whether they want to optimize their mobile investment by enabling and utilizing those AdWords features that can best maximize their mobile ROI. Okay, now let's move on to our second action item, assessing your client's mobile site and mobile app design. What can we do to ensure we're getting the mobile consumer experience right across all of our web properties? At Google, we ask ourselves this all the time. When we look for direction and best practices from the industry, we notice that while there are a lot of expert opinions on what makes a good consumer experience, very few best practices are actually based in research, data, and fact. At Google, we love data, so we decided to conduct our own mobile site's UX research with the goal of developing mobile site design best practices for our internal teams developing properties for Google products, as well as our advertising and publisher partners. Let's talk a little bit about the methodology that we used. For starters, we held 119 hour-long in-person usability sessions with participants located in Chicago and San Francisco. Now, participants were asked to perform key user tasks on their own phones. Both Android and iOS users were included. Participants visited sites across multiple verticals, including retail, B2B, travel, local, classifieds, auto, finance, entertainment, and much more. For each website, we asked the participants to complete a conversion-focused task like making a purchase, booking a reservation, or researching plans or prices. Now, the participants voiced their thoughts aloud as they conducted their tasks and then rated their experience with each site. Researchers also provided ratings based on site experience and task success, and logged errors and website issues by severity. Now, from this research, we established 25 principles of mobile site design. The document displayed on this slide is a mobile site design checklist that incorporates the 25 principles outlined in the study. All right, it's time now to move on to step 2. Initiate a new mobile dialogue with your clients. Now that you've completed an audit of their mobile landscape and assessed their level of mobile sophistication, it's time to initiate a new mobile conversation with your client. By the end of your conversation, your client should agree to, number 1, create a mobile optimized website, or consider ways to further optimize for mobile users if a site already exists. Number 2, develop a mobile app that makes sense for their business strategy to engage consumers and increase brand awareness and loyalty. Number 3, experiment with mobile bid adjustments to account for the relative value that mobile is driving for their business. For instance, if your client doesn't have a mobile optimized site and is concerned that the poor user experience will lead to wasted impressions, they can enter a minus 20% bid adjustment for mobile impressions. On the other hand, if reports show a marked increase in the percentage of search queries coming from mobile devices, it would be wise and potentially profitable to increase bids for mobile impressions. Number 4, uncap budgets to make the most of their mobile investment. Help your clients to understand how important it is to be there when it matters most to their customers by uncapping their budgets to match their opportunity. Managing campaigns by simply capping budgets means that ads aren't appearing against all possible searches, increasing the likelihood that they'll lose conversions to the competition. Instead of capping budgets, help them to better manage their spend with an efficient bidding strategy. Finally, show them why mobile matters to their business. Come to the meeting equipped with stats on mobile search query and mobile display impression volume for verticals that are key to their business. Now, there's one more major topic we need to cover before you're ready for your mobile dialogue: objection handling. It's important that you're adequately prepared to respond to any objections to mobile that your client may raise. Now, although it's impossible for us to anticipate all of the ones that may arise, we'll spend some time reviewing a couple of the most common ones as well as the appropriate response to each. Objection number 1. Mobile doesn't matter to me because my company doesn't have a mobile optimized website. Having a fully built out mobile optimized site is not required. Developing your mobile assets is an iterative process. For instance, your client should get started immediately, building at least a very simple mobile landing page with a click to call button, an email inquiry link, and their mailing address. They don't need to have a fully mobile optimized e-commerce site to get started with mobile. Even without a mobile site, the click-throughs to your client's website must be worth some value to them. At the end of the day, these are customers trying to reach them after all. Teach them to use mobile bid adjustments to refine what they're paying for those mobile clicks. Now, if your client's desktop site at least works on mobile, use ad formats and ad extensions that help mobile users interact with their business and in some cases bypass their site entirely, such as with call extensions and location extensions. Encourage your client to use site links to land mobile users on the most relevant page of their non-mobile optimized site so that they don't have to spend lots of time navigating. This will help them to understand mobile customer behavior, and they'll have reporting on call clicks, direction clicks, and site link clicks, which can guide how they eventually design their mobile site. Your client's customers are looking for them on mobile, whether they're there or not. In fact, we see that up to 40% of users will visit a competitor's site if you deliver a poor mobile experience. That could mean that not only are they missing out on driving their customer closer to point of purchase, but they could also be driving them to their fiercest competitors. All right, let's talk about another common objection that we've heard from advertisers. Mobile doesn't perform as well as desktop. Mobile represents incremental opportunity beyond desktop. If your client's not convinced, it's easy to scalably expand their campaigns to mobile by setting a mobile bid adjustment. Over the last 2 years, we've seen the percent of queries coming from mobile devices increase by 4 times. Mobile users represent an increasingly material opportunity that your clients simply can't afford to ignore. Mobile users are different than desktop users. When your client evaluates mobile ROI, make sure that they're also incorporating the value of mobile actions other than standard conversions, such as call clicks, location extension clicks, store locator visits, newsletter, and account signups. Now let's move on to step 3. Unlock the full value of AdWords. Ensure that you educate your clients about the full range of mobile ad formats, targeting options, and ad extensions they have access to in their AdWords account. Today, we're going to focus on ad extensions, which now matter more than ever before from an ads rank perspective. In the past, we calculated ad rank as a simple function of 2 factors: the maximum CPC, that's the most you're willing to pay for your ad, times the quality score of that ad entering the auction. However, now we take into account a new third factor: the impact that ad extensions may have once your ads are displayed on Google.com. This means that to achieve a higher ad rank, you need to make your account touch all 3 elements of ad rank: higher bids, better quality score, and ad extensions. Let's take a closer look at some of the ad extensions that are available in AdWords, beginning with call extensions. Call extensions, as you know, allow advertisers to include a phone number in their standard text ad. When it comes to using extensions on mobile devices, there are a few features that can really help your client make the most of their mobile investment. For starters, schedule extensions to ensure you're only driving calls during relevant times of the day and when your store or call center is open. Second, use Google forwarding numbers to get detailed reporting on phone calls as conversions. And finally, set call extensions as mobile preferred if your client wants to only drive calls from mobile devices. Call extensions can boost mobile CTR by 6 to 8% while making it easier for your client's customers to reach them. Next, we'll dive into location extensions. Location extensions help guide your client's customers to their business location as they search for them on the go. They feature a business phone number, clickable directions to a business, and even how far a person is from a store. Whether your client has multiple storefronts they'd like to promote locally or a single storefront, location extensions can help grow their business by bringing more customers through the door. Another ad extension that's ideal for ads running on mobile devices is mobile preferred site links. Site links expand your ad with additional click options for consumers, allowing you to offer a range of products and destinations instead of just a link to your homepage or other top-level pages of your site where visitors are less likely to convert. Consider mobile-specific calls to action, such as shop from our mobile store, visit our mobile site to register, or call now to book your reservation. Including mobile-preferred site links in your mobile search campaigns can boost click-through rates up to 30%, and making an ad mobile-preferred is really easy. When creating a new ad, simply check Mobile under Device Preference. We'll conclude our look at ad extensions with mobile product listing ads, aka mobile PLAs. Product listing ads are a unique ad format that allows you to include an image, title, price, promotional message, and your store or business name, without the need for you to create unique ads for each product you sell. Product listing ads show a set of relevant products for any given search. The ads appear in their own box on Google Search, separate from text ads, on Google Search partner websites, and on Google Shopping in select countries. Mobile PLAs include a nifty feature that helps users work around the limited screen real estate of their mobile devices by swiping to see the products that aren't viewable. Alright, that concludes our look at ad extensions. Now we'll move on to the final step of our action plan. Measure the full value of mobile. In this new multi-screen world, we're no longer just seeing a linear path to purchase that ends with an e-commerce purchase on the same device. The mobile shopper's journey looks less like a funnel and more like a flight map, and the lines between online and offline shopping experiences are blurring. While many users do start their journey on mobile and complete purchases on the phone, many also start on mobile and end up buying at a physical location, over the phone, or on a different device. That's why it's so important to assign value to all the mobile conversions that drive your business. There was a time, and not that long ago, that if I asked you to think of a typical online to offline conversion, that researching a product on your personal computer before going to a physical store location to purchase it would be the first example to pop into your mind. But mobile has changed all of that. Now there are a host of different paths consumers can take along the journey from online to offline conversion, and advertisers that are not accounting for these alternate conversion paths are failing to measure the full value that mobile's driving for their business. Consider, for instance, the consumer who begins their journey with a store locator link provided in the text ad displayed as a result of their search for colorful cookware, but ends with the purchase of a hot pink crock pot at a brick and mortar store. If the advertiser selling those pots was your client, would they be able to account for the value of that store locator click? And what about the conversion that begins with a click to call ad and ends with an order placed with a call center representative? And of course, let's not forget about all those online conversions advertisers should be assigning value to. Hopefully, they're measuring beyond traditional conversions like those made via PC to account for those made via mobile apps, mobile web, and via cross-device activity. It's more important than ever for marketers to understand the full value of mobile and how it fits into an overall attribution model, especially since, as we've seen in the examples above, mobile impacts offline conversions. Our full value of mobile calculator helps you assign value to each type of mobile conversion and give credit where it's due. You can access the full value of mobile calculator at www.fvm.withgoogle.com. Once you launch it, an easy-to-use wizard will walk you through each step, explaining exactly where to find specific metrics or how to estimate based on your observations. We'll provide benchmarks and measurement suggestions and case studies to help you find the numbers. If a certain type of transaction isn't important to your business, you can simply skip it. At the end, you'll get a personalized summary explaining the value of your campaign. You can view the value of your mobile search ads, their return on investment, or cost per acquisition, and realize how much you would have missed if you had not accounted for all conversions. You can even create a shareable, printable version of this report, which you can send to your client. Another important resource for tracking and measuring the full value of mobile is a utility we call Estimated Cross-Device Conversions. Reporting on conversions that occur across different devices and browsers can reveal a much more complete view of your client's online ad performance. Let's take a look at how it works. When consumers are signed into Google accounts on multiple devices, we record conversions that result from an ad click on another device. Let's say, for instance, that you're like me and you own a laptop, a tablet, and a smartphone, all of which you use to research and buy products online. Now, I hear about a lot of cool gear and gadgets at work, but I rarely have more than a few minutes to research them on my office laptop. This means that I'll often begin research at work that I continue on my mobile phone during my long train commute home. But it's usually not until I've gotten home, had dinner, and slipped in front of the TV with tablet in hand that I finally purchased the product I started researching earlier that day. Google records this as a cross-device conversion and uses this sampling of cross-device data to estimate a total number of cross-device conversions. We then combine this estimate with traditional conversions starting and ending on the same device to provide a more comprehensive measurement. Let's take a closer look. Estimated total conversions takes traditional conversion metrics starting and ending on the same device, like mobile commerce, app installs, and mobile phone calls, and combines them with estimated conversions, like estimated cross-device conversions, estimated store visits, and calls from computer and tablet searches to calculate the full value of AdWords. Okay, now you're probably asking yourself, how can I see these reporting metrics in my AdWords reports? If you already use conversion tracking, estimated total conversions columns will automatically appear in your account, although you will need to meet a certain traffic threshold in order for a statistically significant estimate to be available. Conversion rate and cost per conversion will continue to be based on the traditional conversions column. There are additional metrics available in Google Analytics that can help you to track and optimize your client's mobile ROI. For starters, Google Analytics lets you see where your customers are coming from with detailed reports on traffic sources, content and goals, as well as more advanced functions like segmentation, real-time monitoring, multi-channel funnels, and more. See the breakdown of visitors viewing your site content on mobile, tablet, and desktop, and link behavior to those segments to ensure you're not losing users due to suboptimal mobile experiences. Get insight into cross-device usage and connect offline data with online activities through Universal Analytics. Leverage CRM data and other outside information with custom dimensions for an even more complete picture. Well, folks, that concludes this online session of Developing a Mobile Action Plan. Thank you so much for attending this online training session. Please stay tuned for some case studies of companies that have truly made the most of their mobile investment.